Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Meoni. This time something a little bit more dry, but something interesting nonetheless. I have some contact with one of the data mining people over at the unofficial Final Fantasy XIV subreddit Discord, Icarus Twine, and it's his main priority every time there's a patch, minor or major, to mine as fast as possible and bring you the latest information, whether or not that information is actually live on the servers or if those things found within files are actually for a future patch. This video then is on the subject of ClassJob 36. As you might see on screen, Icarus has put together this document. He wanted me to make a video on this just to clarify a few things. Now, if you saw before, I actually did a video quite some time ago looking at the possibility of Blue Mage in or before patch 5.0 with the next expansion, and obviously there's a lot of speculation along with that. However, Icarus wants to talk about the hard facts that we do know, and there are some things that need to be confirmed to put to bed a lot of the rumours. So he says, with the recent information Square Enix has put into the files, this is the research put together by myself to determine what ClassJob 36 could be. Speculation is that this is the Blue Mage job people are hoping for a long time. However, he doesn't want to discuss leaks. A long time ago, back in 2014, on Letter from a Producer Live 17, a question about Blue Mage was answered. The question was, I love the Blue Mage job that appears in the Final Fantasy series. Will the Blue Mage job ever be implemented into Final Fantasy XIV? The answer back then in 2014 was that I think that Blue Mage is an interesting job because you can learn spells from enemies, but honestly I don't think that it really fits MMORPG party settings. If anything, I think it would work solo, and it would be really fun to implement it as a job where you go around and learn abilities from every monster, so I'd definitely like to try and do this. But I am concerned when it comes to playing in a party, players would put up barriers if you haven't learned certain abilities. Additionally, in the event you were able to use abilities forever once you learned them, the difficulty of learning abilities would be high, and we wouldn't be able to balance the system. And that's a direct quote as a reply to the Blue Mage question on that live letter from Naoki Yoshida. So bearing that in mind, it was obviously 4 years ago. A lot has obviously changed since then, and they're looking for new class job ideas. So the main meat and potatoes of where the Blue Mage hype came from is back in patch 4.3, which was on the 22nd of the 5th, 2018. Icarus puts, during patch 4.3 data mining, I discovered 3 new things related to ClassJob 36. A common tool for data miners is to read the files in a spreadsheet type of form, which is what the game looks up when it needs to request client-side data. The first thing he spotted was that in the file ClassJob, there was now a new row added. There are 35 rows initially prior to 4.3. Each row is for each class and job, Gladiator, Conjurer, Monk, Dragoon, etc., and 1 spot for Adventurer. This is a base class used for default purposes and not actually used. Row 36, however, was added in patch 4.3. As a blank, you can think of it as a placeholder and provides no information as to what it is or what it is for, but can be believed that due to the nature of what the sheet ClassJob is for, then it is in fact a new class. And this is an example he shows here of the actual current sheet, clearly showing beneath Samurai and Red Mage is number 36, which is a placeholder that is completely blank but exists as a new line. A second note, a new column was added for the ClassJob category. This sheet has 37 columns, 1 listing the text for an equipment job requirement, and the other 36 for true or false if this class can wear it. Column 37 was added again at the end with all values as false, saying it cannot currently wear anything. This is actually common practice as it is just a placeholder for future use. And the third and final thing added in patch 4.3 was this file. This is the thing that actually sparked everything off about Blue Mage, which I actually looked at in my video. A quick explanation for this file is that it is a list of files and their index number, in order of last worked on. You'll notice Eureka content is here. That was Pagos before its release, and has no connection to Blue Mage action. This file actually no longer exists in these future patches after 4.3, since it became public knowledge. So now we move on to patch 4.4 that came out on the 18th of September this month. With this patch, a lot more false information was spread around from people who like to jump the gun a bit, so this is to clarify what has been actually shared in the game files that related to ClassJob 36 directly and nothing else. Within this new patch, they changed the ClassJob category sheet for column 37. This is telling us what the class can wear now, as they changed the values from false to true. Square Enix have yet to add names onto the list of jobs an item of equipment can be used on though, so this is all we have. To start off, 12 new rows in ClassJob category were added. This is for things like, for the sake of making it easy to explain, Blue Mage only, etc. However, these currently are blank and have no values set to them. The more interesting bit is that they did change values for rows 31, 34, 63, 79, 82, 116, 119, 120, 124, 127, and 128 in column 37 to be true. So this is a list of all of the equipment that ClassJob 36 can wear, and a list of actions that ClassJob can do. For example, 119 is a role action diversion, as you can see here on this list. So what we have now is a list of things that can wear and what you can use for role actions. And the PvP limit break is Co-Meteor. Role actions include Break, Surecast, Swiftcast, Lucid Dreaming, Diversion, Addle, Apocastasis, Drain, Mana Shift, and Erase. So, for patch 4.4 conclusion of additions is that ClassJob 36 is a mana-using magic DPS. Now this next part is something that he added on, which is actually particularly interesting. You may remember seeing these new icons, these sort of like two vials in a box. Well, Icarus actually has an explanation for where these are found. In regards to ClassJob 36 being the logo system, there is a lot of proof against this. First, looking at the livestream pictures that they provided in his documentation of the Tokyo Game Show 2018. So this first picture here with the vials next to these role actions explains the file we saw in the data mining that people were theorizing to be something to do with Blue Mage, or at least Blue Mage being associated with Pagos in any way. Having a look inside the ULD, basically the flexible UI components, which tells the game what images to load and where to put them, we have the file names for this. And it says UI/ULD Eureka Elemental Edit Effect. This also explains then why we have two duty actions now, which is for this new logo system, which is actually going to be a main feature of Eureka Pyros in the next Eureka patch, where you're able to essentially use other ClassJob abilities for a limited time using this logo system. Every other data mined image can be explained in this picture again from this live stream image still. As you can see, this box here apparently seems to show the ability of augmenting abilities together to create one that you can use from these logo shards and logos mixer, essentially making new abilities. It's really kind of interesting. And apparently these are the role actions in which they speak about. So putting all this together, we can assume that along with this list of newly added files to the game, and considering that Square Enix very rarely changes a file name once it's added to the client, we can gather that Blue Mage, or ClassJob 36, is not related to the logo system or Eureka at all. And on the final line here, he also says that we can also confirm through some of these lines that there will indeed be armor inside Eureka Pyros. So there we go, that's pretty much the write-up that he wanted to share with as many people as possible. I thought it would be helpful to actually make a video on this today, but as you can see, it's full of some pretty hard facts and information that we didn't have previously. A lot of people might try to brush past these facts and only look at leaks and rumors. Thank you once again to Icarus Twine for this information and some confirmation, and hopefully this clears some things up with a few of my viewers. Either way, thank you kindly for watching, and I'll see you all next time.